Hello, everyone. Peace be with you all. This video is going to be about some of the symptoms or some of the thoughts that go through our mind while we have anxiety and what to do about them and why they actually exist. The first thing I would actually go over is actually loss of adrenaline. One thing that's very, very important is that when you're suffering from anxiety, your body releases adrenaline. And what this actually does is that it makes you hyper aware of everything around you, and it actually what this does is it exhausts your body and your mind, so you start to feel very tired and sleepy. So when you have loss of adrenaline, as soon as that heart starts pumping a little bit, or you feel a little anxious, and sometimes even a panic attack, the aftermath, you kind of realize that you feel very sleepy or tired. And even on days where you have enough sleep, you realize that you still feel tired, and it scares you even more. It's happened to me in the past, and the only way to get over this hump is to understand it. And it is the truth that loss or lack of adrenaline does tire out your body. So if you do feel tired or sleepy, just understand it is nothing more than lack or loss of adrenaline. The second thing I wanted to actually go over was mental exhaustion. You sometimes you feel that you have you have an hyper awareness. You're aware of everything around you, and you feel scared, and you can feel everything, including your heartbeat. You're sitting down, or you're doing something that you normally do, and out of nowhere you start feeling that heartbeat start pumping, and you're thinking, why is my heartbeat pumping? And this was one of the symptoms that I had today in anxiety, is my heart started pumping really hard, and the next thing I started getting afraid. But again, to understand it, it really, really does help. So for those people who do have that, it is definitely mental exhaustion, because we're mentally exhausting ourselves every day by worrying. Worrying by itself is a mental exhaustion, hands down. And by us, being aware of our heartbeat, being aware of our surroundings, sometimes you feel like, what's going on? Why do I feel so scared? It's because of the mental exhaustion. Another thing was, mental exhaustion leads to depression, unrealistic thoughts. You feel disconnected, and you start losing interest in everything around you. So what this means is that depression, how does depression really feel? For me personally, depression is not feeling the urge, or the that feeling to move on to the next step in life, or for example, like the next moment of your life. Like you're sitting down, and next thing you just zone out. You're just like, I don't want to be here. I don't know what to do. Sometimes you feel like you don't want to live. This is a gift from God that we're able to breathe. There's so many people out there right now that are suffering, that are going through so many things. Of course, for us, we're suffering mentally, so we know, our suffering is a little different. But again, mental exhaustion does lead to this stuff. So just worrying by itself leads to mental exhaustion. So limiting how much we worry, it really depends on how much we can understand each and every one of our symptoms. Another thing is emotional exhaustion. Now, this is really, really tough. With this one, you feel very disappointed in yourself. You lose confidence, and you feel like you haven't really achieved your ultimate level of success, or even a bit of your success. For me personally, I felt disappointed in terms of, even though, I do have some education, still I'm like, why didn't I get better? Why don't I have, this by this stage of my life? And, why have I not, made certain people proud? You can't make everybody happy around you. You're yourself, your own self. Everybody is different. So to make everybody who's different satisfied with you is pretty much impossible. So to be satisfied with yourself is an ultimate goal. It's something that we all have to work extremely hard to achieve. And again, this emotional exhaustion is the worst thing you can have when you have anxiety. With me, it was something that haunted me tremendously, because I've always felt that a good person is somebody who's always giving out to the community, always giving out to the poor people, helping out, those people who need them the most, going to work on time, doing their job, paying their bills on time, keeping their parents happy, their family members happy. And to do that is definitely a task. And for me, even though, for the most part, if I put it down on paper, I'm pretty, it's pretty satisfying to just see, some of the things that I'm able to accomplish. But again, when we have that emotional breakdown, we exhaust ourselves by, making unrealistic goals that, hey, I should have done this, or I should have done this in my life. I regret this in my life. Just that regret and all that stuff. Instead of regretting, to actually do something about it. If you feel that, hey, your connection with God isn't there, to actually sit down and actually, ask for forgiveness, or, if you're not even a spiritual person, having that one friend of yours that, you weren't cool with, to go out of your way and to actually look for their number and to call them and say, hey, I'm sorry for everything I've done. Just wanted to give you a call and just to see if you had forgiven me. Even if it's outside of forgiveness, you had, I'm just saying, but you ran over a cat and you said, hey, I'm never going to be forgiven for running over this cat. It's a living creature. Just you having that thought in your mind makes you a good person, that you have that regret, because good people, they have a tendency of having regret and wishing they never did something and trying to do something about it. Again, it's all about, what are you going to do about it? Hey, you haven't been paying, maybe you live with your parents, you haven't been paying the bills. Hey, I'm going to start helping out. I'm going to try to go look for a job. I'm going to try to make myself a better person. If I can't make it, hey, I can't make it. You have to start living with the results and appreciating every result that comes down. And that's what mental exhaustion there is a emotional exhaustion in anxiety and panic attack people, including myself. Another thing is too many questions. We have a tendency of asking too many questions. Why do we feel the way we do? Why do we feel like my heart is pounding? Why do I feel like my acid reflux has gone up? Why do I feel chest pain? Why do I feel calf pain? Why do I feel left arm weakness? Why do I feel like there's a lump in my throat? Why does my head hurt? Why does my neck hurt? These questions that we say, why? One, we're not God. Two, we're myself personally, I'm not a doctor. A lot of other people who do suffer with anxiety are not doctors, and we don't know the answers to everything. We have to, again, live with the results. If our neck hurts, you can think of how many possibilities could there be for our neck to be hurt. Sleeping wrong, maybe playing a sport tweaked it, maybe we turned our neck a certain way. A lot of different things could happen. Right now, for example, I have a headache. I know it's 3 o'clock at night. For an anxiety sufferer, we're thinking, why do I have a headache right now? No, the answer to that question is simple. It's really late at night. It's almost 3 a.m. and I'm still awake. So the headache is there. It's because I'm tired. I need to go to sleep. So to have that and move on with it, I know it's very difficult while you're suffering from a panic attack or anxiety disorder. But again, breathe. Breathing is extremely important. Breathe in from your nose, hold it in, breathe out. Don't hyperventilate. Don't overbreathe. Don't underbreathe. Remember this. Somebody who is normal, they don't think about their breathing. Somebody who has anxiety, they think about their breathing. Somebody who has a heart attack or is about to have a heart attack, they're not thinking, how is my breath? No, they're thinking about one thing in particular, and that is their chest or their, certain, the sudden pain that they just went through. So with anxiety, we tend to think of everything. We have all the sicknesses out there. So we have to really think realistically. Can I really have all the sicknesses in the world? Nobody's ever had all the sicknesses in the entire world. It's never happened. It's not going to happen to us. And another thing is the ifs. If we can eliminate the word if from our mind, we will automatically recover from anxiety. What if my mind, what if my headache is a brain tumor? What if my chest pain is a heart attack? What if my acid reflux is the last symptom of a heart attack? What if my arm pain, or whatever the case may be? What if it is the worst possible outcome? What if it's not? We don't ever think that way. If we can get our mind into that positive thinking, and positive thinking always starts from practice. How can we practice positive thinking? It is very difficult in the beginning. Again, practice makes perfect. And for me, I understand that no one's perfect, so practice makes you better. That's the way I look at it. No matter what you do, if you practice it, you get better. If you sleep well every night, your daily performances are going to get better. There is results to everything. Someone's not going to go to the gym, work out every single day, do it right, and not get results. It doesn't work that way unless there's something behind it. Again, with us, anxiety sufferers and panic sufferers, positive thinking is huge. Once we build that confidence that, hey, I'm gonna get better. The last time I had a panic attack, I didn't die. The last 10 times I had a panic attack, I didn't die. What makes the 11th time, a death sentence, or why should it happen? That's things that run through our mind. We shouldn't think that way. We have to just understand the last 10 times we didn't have a heart attack. We went to the hospital, a year ago or 6 months ago, and we got diagnosed with nothing. Of course, we have anxiety, we have panic, we have agoraphobia, we have social anxiety, we have depression. We have these things that we're going through right now at the moment, and the only way to get better from them is to do positive thinking. I hope this message does help everybody else out. For other anxiety symptoms, I'm looking to post a video as soon as possible. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. If I'm moving too quickly, please let me know. The only way I'm going to improve with my videos is feedback, and I really do appreciate everyone out there who's watched this video. You guys have a wonderful night, and for those people who are suffering from anxiety, you're my brother or you're my sister, and we're going to get through this together.